Good morning everybody. Last week we missed our class, and in today's class we are going to work on our group project, which is report writing. Let me first explain the purpose of this video. In fact, this morning I have a meeting at 9, and that's why I'll be a bit late for the class. So what I'm going to do in this video is to tell you what you should do in the first hour of the class, and later on around 10 a.m. I'm sure I can finish my meeting. I will be able to join you, and then we can discuss together. So let me explain what you and your group mates are going to do in the first hour of class in today, that is from 9 a.m. to around 10 a.m. For this assignment, you actually need to look at the handout which I have emailed to you. Let me just open the handout on my computer. That handout is actually called Technical Communication Writing a Report, and the sequence number is 6.0, Organizing the Introduction. So could you please open that handout so that I can explain to you what is to be done in your group. If you have opened the handout in front of you, what you see in the beginning is that this handout actually tells you how do you write introduction for your research report. Now before we go into that, let me explain to you this particular assignment. If you remember, you have done your first assignment, which was writing a memo. You have done your second assignment and already submitted to me. That was the product description. No, actually you haven't submitted. I'm sorry. You are going to submit it today, the product description, but you have completed it. And the third assignment which you have is writing a report. The first two assignments which you completed, they were individual assignments. The third assignment, which is report writing, that is a group assignment. So the first thing you need to do today is to get into a group. Find out 3 or 4 people who are like-minded, with whom you can do some research, with whom you would like to do this assignment. So the minimum group size is 3 and the maximum is 4. Now once you get into your groups of 3 or 4 group mates, the first thing you need to do is you need to find a research topic. Now what kind of research topic can you find? The topic doesn't have to be very ambitious, not very big. It can be something related to science or engineering, because this is a technical communication, technical report writing assignment. Don't choose a very ambitious assignment, because you only have about 4 or 5 weeks to do your research and to write this report. So choose a research problem that is manageable, but at the same time it is relevant. What you can do is you can do a Google search if you want to for civil engineering research topics. Let me do some search on my computer and let me tell you what kind of topics I find. Okay, I did some Google search and I found some interesting thesis topics or report topics for doing research for civil engineers. The first, which is very common, is the road construction, road repairs. Civil engineers do a lot of work in this area. The second large area is waste management. That is also a very upcoming area of research and very significant, I would say. The third one is the materials. So for example, civil engineers have done research on bamboo versus wood. What are the differences in construction materials in terms of cost, in terms of their durability, in terms of their resilience, and many other characteristics of materials which are used in construction engineering. Civil engineers have also done research on wind power systems, fire resistant buildings, construction of tunnels, which is quite an interesting and relevant topic. The study and construction of landfills, water treatment, flood management, very relevant for countries like Brunei, because we always face the issue of flash floods. So flood management, that is an interesting area. Construction of highways, construction and design of skyscrapers, rainwater harvesting, because water, as you know, it's a scarce commodity, and rainwater harvesting, that is a very upcoming area in environmental engineering. The contents of fly ash, we haven't used it much, I suppose, in Brunei, but fly ash as construction material, that is another upcoming area. So these were just some examples. I actually have a very long list here. I don't have to go through the whole list, but definitely you can find some areas which are relevant for your research. Okay, so the first step, get into groups of 3 or 4. Second step, try to do shortlisting of some research problems. Actually, you don't have to finalize your research topics today. Maybe you can, if in your group you don't agree on a single research topic, what you can do is you can choose 2 or 3 different research topics. Later on we will finalize. I will give you some advice on which topic is worthwhile for doing research. Okay, after you have done your first 2 steps, go back to the handout which says organizing the introduction. And what I'm going to advise you is today, in the class today, you should just focus on first 2 points in 6.0. So 6.0, organizing the introduction. If you see, the first point is background of research. What is your research about? So could you please write at least a short paragraph on what is your research about, whatever topic you have chosen. And number 2, objectives. What are the aims of your research? So in number 2, objectives, what do you want to find out? What is exactly the focus of your research? And remember that these objectives have to be very, very focused, very, very limited, because the research and the report writing has to be completed in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So please discuss this in your group. Make sure that you write 1 or 2 objectives which definitely can be completed in 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, so to summarize, the work which you need to do in today's class is this. Number 1, you need to form a group of 3 or 4 people, 3 or 4 classmates. Number 2, you need to find out 1 or 2 or 3 research topics. Of course, finally you will be only choosing 1 research topic out of these 2 or 3. Number 3, on any 1 research topic, try to write just short paragraph on 2 points. Number 1, what is the background of your research? What is your research about? 1 paragraph. And number 2, at least 2 objectives of your research which you can definitely complete in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, what you can do is you can give your questions to Amir, who is our class rep, and he can actually WhatsApp those questions. So if those questions are urgent, I can immediately answer them on WhatsApp. But anyway, I will be in the class around 10 a.m. today, and then definitely you can ask me any questions, or we can have discussion on your doubts, right? So all the best for your assignment. I will see you later at 10 a.m. in the classroom.